1. What are GaNs, CHNO, and bioelectric fields? GaN stands for gas in atomic nanosolid. It is a term used in the context of plasma science and the Keshe Foundation, referring to a state of matter where gases are converted into a nanostructured state. These gases are inert, meaning they are not in a typical gas form but instead have atomic and molecular properties that allow them to interact in unique ways with biological systems. These materials are typically composed of carbon, C, hydrogen, H, nitrogen, N, and oxygen, O, elements central to living organisms. CHNO, this refers to the elements carbon, C, hydrogen, H, nitrogen, N, and oxygen, O, the key building blocks of organic life. These elements are present in proteins, DNA, lipids, and other biological molecules, and thus play an essential role in the bioelectric fields that regulate biological functions in living systems. Bioelectric fields, as discussed earlier, these are the electric fields generated by the movement of ions and electrical currents within and around cells. Bioelectric fields control processes like nerve signaling, muscle contraction, tissue regeneration, and overall homeostasis in the body. Cells communicate with each other through these electrical signals. Linking GaNs, CHNO, and bioelectric fields. There are some interesting concepts when trying to link GaNs, CHNO, and bioelectric fields. Here's how they might be connected: GaNs, gas in atomic nanosolid, and bioelectric fields. Nanostructured materials like GaNs are considered to be able to interact with biological systems at the atomic and molecular level, particularly when it comes to bioelectricity. Because GaNs materials are a special form of plasma, in a nanosolid state, they are often believed to have a kind of field interaction that can influence biological processes. In the context of bioelectric fields, nanomaterials like GaNs might have the ability to influence the body's natural electrical patterns by emitting energy that can modulate cellular activities. This is thought to be possible because of the field effects produced by these materials. Since GaNs is in a plasma state, it might influence ion transport or voltage gradients across cells, which are key aspects of bioelectric signals. Plasma interactions with biological systems, as theorized in some experimental and alternative health practices, could potentially enhance the body's bioelectric field by providing a source of extra energy or bioactive fields that support or stimulate healing, tissue regeneration, or even other therapeutic effects. CHNO elements and bioelectric fields. CHNO elements, which form the fundamental building blocks of life, are already involved in maintaining bioelectric fields within the body. For instance, protein structures, composed of CHNO, govern the function of ion channels and transporters, which manage the movement of ions like calcium, sodium, and potassium across membranes. This ion movement is what generates the electrical signals that underlie bioelectric fields. In a biological sense, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen form the core of many bioactive molecules that participate in electrical signaling, such as neurotransmitters and hormones. These molecules carry out signaling across synapses and at cell receptors, influencing cell behavior and tissue functions. When you introduce CHNO-based GaNs materials to a biological system, the nanoplasma states of these materials may interact with the body's native bioelectric field by affecting the bioelectric environment of cells. The idea here is that nanomaterials, through their unique properties, could influence how ions move across membranes, which could enhance or modulate cellular communication and other bioelectric functions. Bioavailability in placing GaNs/CHNO near the body. Bioavailability refers to how easily a substance can be absorbed and utilized by the body. In the context of placing GaNs or CHNO near the body, the claim is that these materials might be bioavailable due to their specific atomic/nanoscale properties. Here's how this might work. Field effects. GaNs, particularly in the plasma state, is theorized to interact with the body's bioelectric field by emitting or exchanging fields that influence cellular functions. When placed near or on the body, GaNs materials could potentially influence the electrical environment around tissues or cells, altering things like ion flow, membrane potentials, and cell signaling, all of which are essential to maintaining health and healing. Plasma field interaction. Plasma, in the form of nanomaterials like GaNs, might have a form of energy resonance with the body's natural bioelectric field. By being in close proximity to the body, these materials could potentially transmit energy that interacts with biological processes such as wound healing, regeneration, and stress response through changes in the body's electric field. This is similar to how external electrical fields or electromagnetic therapies can influence cellular functions. Nanoscale influence: the nanostructure of GaN's materials allows them to interact with biological systems at a very small, molecular level. The idea is that because GaNs is in a nanosolid state, it may be small enough to interact with biological molecules in a way that traditional bulk materials cannot. This interaction could enhance or harmonize with the bioelectric fields already present in the body, providing additional energetic support for cellular processes. Practical applications and controversies: there are a number of claims made about the therapeutic uses of GaNs-based products, such as health devices, that interact with the body's bioelectric field, aiming to improve well-being, tissue regeneration, or detoxification. However, while there is some interesting research and anecdotal evidence in these areas, it's important to note that these theories are still very much in the realm of experimental or alternative science, and many of the claims have not yet been rigorously proven through mainstream scientific methods. Summary of the link between GaNs, CHNO, and bioelectric fields: GaNs, gas and atomic nanosolid, and CHNO-based materials interact with the body's bioelectric fields primarily through their ability to influence the movement of ions and electrical gradients in tissues and cells. Bioelectric fields are essential for cellular functions, including healing, regeneration, and communication, and nanoscale materials like GaNs might modulate these fields, potentially supporting biological processes. When placed near the body, these materials are thought to be bioavailable because their plasma states and nanostructures could have energy interactions that positively influence the body's bioelectric environment, enhancing the body's natural healing and regulatory processes. Our bioelectric pain and anxiety products can be found at healthpads.care.co. Or watch our other videos to find out how to make your own GaNs.